Hey everyone, my name is Jack and I wanted to give you 3 tips on how to succeed in your networking. Networking, as you may or may not know, is a very useful and important tool for building your career or your business, whether it be on the corporate side or the entrepreneurial side. Networking can be a great way to open up opportunities that might not be available to you otherwise. The more people you know, the more opportunities will be available to you, and that's always a good thing. Now, the first tip to succeed in your networking is to have your own business cards. Now, business cards are an easy way to share your contact information with someone who you might have just met. Maybe someone reaches out to you and wants to set up a meeting with another person that you may not know. At the end of your meeting, you can hand them your card right away. They'll have your contact information, and most importantly, they're less likely to forget about you after the meeting if this is the first time you've met and you don't have maybe their contact information from some other source online. Business cards are super cheap. I got mine on Vistaprint for like $10. They'll send you 500. It's very easy to get your own business card, make it look professional, put your contact information on there, and then you always have an easy way, as long as you keep them on you, to hand out your contact information to someone who you might want to know, or who might be useful in the future, or who you might be able to help in some way. It can never hurt to put a card in front of someone so that they have your contact information at a moment's notice. Now, with networking, you always want to be trying to offer value to the other person. Maybe it's someone you know or a skill that you have, and being able to offer something to that person makes it more likely that in the future, if they have something that could be useful to you, they'll offer it to you as well. And it makes networking such a powerful tool, not just for being able to get things from other people, but learning about all sorts of different things from those same people. It's a great way to constantly build your skill base and the amount of opportunities that you have in front of you. Now, the second tip is to always have a polished LinkedIn page. LinkedIn is a great tool to quickly build your network and find people who are in a similar industry as you, or in an industry that you may want to know more about or get into. And having a polished LinkedIn page is very important to having your best foot forward on the internet. Now, especially when you're applying for a job, one of the first things that employers are going to look for is your social media pages, LinkedIn probably being the first one. Having a polished LinkedIn page is very important, since that's your brand. That's your professional brand out there, and that's the first thing that these employers are going to see. If that's not polished, they're probably not going to think as highly of you. Your LinkedIn page is one of the first things that employers are going to see when they look you up. They'll obviously have your resume or whatever you submitted to them or however you met them, but often when someone's trying to meet with you, or if they're considering you for a job, they're going to look your online profiles up, LinkedIn being one of the first ones. There's no drawback to having a good LinkedIn page. Not only is it a great way to meet new people online in specific industries, or maybe who went to your school or from your area, but it's also a great way for other people to find you as well. And if they see that your skills line up with theirs or with something that they need, they're more prone to reach out to you if you have a polished page. So if you haven't already set up your LinkedIn, go do it. If you do have a LinkedIn but your page is either incomplete or doesn't look very good, fix it up, update it, make it like a sort of traveling resume of sorts, so that whenever someone wants to look up your experience, you have it right there and they can know what you're all about right away. Now, the third tip for having success in networking is to, it's cliche, but dress for success. Dressing for success is part of your first impression when you meet someone. They're going to see the clothes that you're wearing, and it's going to send a message about you to that person. If you're wearing, dingy clothing, or has holes in it, or it's fraying at the edges, that's not going to necessarily send a very good message to someone who might be looking for someone who's polished, or for whatever value that you're trying to give to that person. Now, this isn't always the case, but it's always good to at least err on the side of caution, so that if it does make a difference, at least you're on the higher end and are putting a positive foot forward for them. Now, one of the easiest ways, at least for men, to dress for success is to have a good suit. It's the only reason I'd be wearing a suit in my own home for you guys. But having a good suit is important if you're trying to go to especially fancier networking events, or maybe if you're meeting someone in a very corporate, professional setting. Having a good suit is a good way to set yourself apart from someone else who might not have a good suit, because some people do take it quite seriously. And not only that, having a good suit, at least for me, when it fits well, when it's clean, when you look good, you usually feel better too about yourself. Stand up a little bit taller, and that can only help you when you're trying to set a good impression with someone who you're trying to get an opportunity with. Now, if you're budget conscious like I am, You'll know that shopping for a cheap suit can be quite difficult because it's hard to find one that's comfortable, fits well, won't be scratchy or super hot or anything like that, and that can be very difficult. That's why I wanted to tell you guys about the suit that I have on right now. It's from a brand called Indochino. I think Indochino's business model is pretty cool because you send in your measurements, then you can order any suit on their site. It'll be made to those measurements. They send it to you in the mail, and then you get a suit, ideally, that fits you very well and you don't need to go to a tailor. This suit I actually got, I did not have to go to the tailor at all. It fits me great, I feel good in it, and it was just overall a very good experience on the buyer side. And it only ended up costing me about $320, which is really good for a suit that fits me this well and feels good. Usually suits at the $300 range are pretty cheap, and that's almost as cheap as they come. Now, in the event that the suit doesn't fit you right out of the box, Indochino actually offers a reimbursement that you can use at the tailors as you get it adjusted to fit you perfectly. It's a win-win because you're buying a suit and you know that the tailor fees are going to be reimbursed for in the event that it doesn't fit, but for me it fit right out of the box, so there's really not a lot of risk here, at least from what I've seen. Now, if you're interested in checking Indochino out, I put an affiliate link in the description where if you spend $399, you get $25 off. That's enough to get you at least one suit and probably 2 ties as well. This tie is from Indochino as well. They have all sorts of patterns and all sorts of styles. It's really definitely worth checking out to see if there's something on there that you like, especially if you don't already have a suit that's your go-to for your networking or for your business development. Or maybe you're just the kind of guy who wants more suits at affordable prices. Indochino is definitely a great place to check out. So there you have it. That's 3 tips for having success with your networking. If you like this video, be sure to drop a like below. If you have any comments, I'd love to read them. Until next time, take care.